everybody, and welcome to the official second episode of Gimme Back My Horror podcast. I'll explain that in a moment. I'm your host, Charlie, and with me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
Why, good evening, Charlie. How are we doing?
We are doing good. We're nailing this intro. I'm
Yeah, we
really
are.
happy with that. And also with us tonight is our special guest again, and we'll explain that in a moment, is Pete from Good Beer Bad Movie Nights. Say
Good
hello, Pete.
evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us on a Monday night.
This is a hoot. Yeah.
yeah.
What better way to spend a Monday night? I love it. Let's go. Let's get this on. Let's get it on.
Let's get on.
Let's get
So
here.
we're
Hang on. All right. Here we go. Now we're ready.
there.
Yeah,
Yep,
quality.
yep. Pete's got to have that beer. He has to be on brand.
Oh God.
Uh,
I have a water because I got to get up at 4 in the morning, maybe
Yep.
5.
Yep. Nate gets up early. I've got a cream soda, so it's beer colored. So
True.
we'll count it.
It
But
counts.
I think we owe everyone an explanation real quick. We have been promoting and saying that we are doing Halloween specials. We did a Halloween special. I'm not going to say the name of the movie that I picked for the horror podcast, but I invited Pete on. We decided to do another one, and I want to leave it as vague as I can on that. Um, Now you're gonna hear the episode Pete was on for the first time, and we're gonna kind of do something a little special. Is I'm gonna drop it on Halloween Day. It's gonna be a Sunday, but you're gonna get it's gonna be like a bonus slash lost episode that wasn't lost. Um, when you hear it, you'll understand why we're doing what we're doing now. So we're gonna go ahead, as this is the second episode, and this is Pete's first time on the show. Um, but I'm really happy about the movie we picked for this episode, and I get the feeling that both of you are too.
Oh, very excited. And I'm also looking at it as buy one Pete, get one Pete free for the show.
My
So that's
wife
how
doesn't
I'm looking
even
at
want
this. Just
that,
more
guys.
Pete. There's nothing wrong with that.
This
Double
is
the Pete, double the fun.
yeah.
I probably, honestly, like the next day talked about Pete way too much to Hannah. And they're like, I get it. You got a new friend. I get it.
Well, we're both in town, dude, so we definitely have to get together
Yeah.
one of these days.
That's right. You guys get to go hang out and have beer.
Yeah.
I have to do this
614, baby.
That's
I
right.
have to do this
614.
telecommunication thing here to talk to you guys. But as everyone can see, I've dug deep, and I'll talk about that in a moment on how I picked this movie. But it's a movie called From Beyond, movie storyline that's based on a H.P. Lovecraft short story.
It's super short
And
too. If you've ever
Very
read it,
short.
it's like
7
10
pages
pages. Was it
short.
7? Okay, yeah, it's like real short.
yeah, exactly. But done by a favorite of a lot of horror fans, Stuart Gordan, the man behind Re-Animator. A lot of other movies that I'll let Nate get into when we get into our background of the movie segment. So I think what I want to do first, guys, is this is a super short trailer. I mean, surprisingly short. So we're going to go ahead and get that played out for everyone, and then we're going to jump into some numbers and talk about the cast a little bit.
Every journey begins in the mind. A flight of imagination. A vision of what might lie across the universe. Or within the deepest regions of the subconscious. Dr. Edward Pretorius is about to embark on such a journey.
It's out of control. You've got to turn it off. Something's coming. Humans are such easy prey.
From the makers of Re-Animator, From Beyond.
Super short, sweet, and to the point.
I was literally what I was about to say. It's straight to the point. It does not get around, no fluff,
There's
and it
not a
lets you
lot
know
of
who
fluff
this
to
team
the
is.
film, though. It's
There-
pretty straightforward.
this movie is yeah. I tell you, let's get through the
Yeah,
numbers
yeah.
real quick because I'm itching to talk about this movie. I really am. So Nate, why don't you go ahead? Let's start with the budget. Tell us what the budget of this movie
All
was.
right, so this film was actually filmed outside of Rome, Italy. It seems to be more likely where it was at, and the budget for it seems to be between 2.5 and 4.5 million dollars.
Okay.
Stuart Gordan has said multiple times that if he would have filmed this in the States, it easily would have cost 14 million or more. So they filmed it overseas to save on costs. Now, because of it being a horror movie, these don't really get shown worldwide. It's mostly in the States. Yeah, it only grossed $1.261 million dollars.
Oh,
So
ouch.
on a budget of possibly 4.5 million, that's definitely gotta hurt a bit.
Remind
On
me what year
top
it was
of
again?
1986.
86. Okay. There's a
And
lot of
then
horror
you
movies coming
have
out right then.
Stewart's first movie, as you heard in the trailer, Re-Animator, which is a huge fan favorite. It was
That's
only
a
made
cult classic. Yeah.
cult classic. It was made for $900,000 and grossed $2 million.
That blows my mind. I mean, so I'll go ahead and say I hadn't seen From Beyond. Somehow this one slipped past me. Also, Nate as well. It slipped past
Same.
Nate.
I did not see this as well. And Charlie, you want to give them what our little theory is as to how we missed this? I got one too. I'll let you give yours first.
The reason I never watched it as a kid was the VHS cover is the most innocuous, bland blob of nothingness on there as far as artwork. From watching the movie now, it's a picture of Dr. Pretorius in his deformed state. I remember, and I have vivid memories of Monkey Shines with the monkey on the front.
Very
Just
scary
the
cover.
extremely scary cover. Dead Alive, the cover with the girl holding her mouth open with
Oh,
the
yeah.
skull coming
Yeah.
out.
That's
Yeah.
good one.
Yes. There's another one, I can't remember the name of it. You guys might know, but it's like this yellowish looking skeleton guy with a graduation cap and everything, and he's holding this apple
Yeah.
that has a fuse coming out of it.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
like high
I
school hell or
vividly
something.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's another one called Popcorn,
Mm-hmm.
which is the skeleton lady pulling like a mask of her face away. I remember those now. I remember seeing them on the shelf. So those grabbed me. And as I got older wanting to watch these movies, that's what I would go off of was the cover art. And this one is nothing. Nate, why don't you go ahead and you say your theory on it?
So my theory was because this came out in 86 and Re-Animator came out in 85, I'm thinking Re-Animator just overshadowed this. It became such a hit. It became, passed around from schools and talked about at, the local VHS, rental store, not just your Blockbuster, but like your mom and pop ones that I think
Yeah.
From Beyond probably got passed on unless you had someone who was watching all these movies and going, "Oh, you like Re-Animator? Check this one out." Instead, there might have been just most people checking out Re-Animator, and I think that kind of unfortunately hurt it. On top of, like Charlie said, like the VHS cover just is not that. It doesn't really gravitate towards you. It doesn't pull you in.
No, you would think marketing wise that the popularity of Re-Animator. I remember the cover of that one too, and that one is
It's an iconic cover, though. Like
it
know
is.
that one.
You really do. But why would you not try to grab someone with that cover? Because this movie grabbed me from the second it started visually. I could have watched this with no dialogue, just sound effect and visuals, and I would have loved it just as much. Pete, what about you? You saw this at least once or twice before us. Do you remember the first time you've seen this?
I lived across the street from a video store, independent video store here in Columbus for a number of years, and boy, oh boy, did they have a banging horror section, boy.
Yeah.
So I would go over there, and I could go over there, and this is the times that I was bartending. So I would go over there. I'd rent a movie in the morning, watch it, go back, grab another one for the same price, They wouldn't charge me anymore since I'm just bringing the same thing back. So I got
Right.
through a lot of films, and I think this was one that I just grabbed. And unlike you, that cover is like, oh, I like this Cronenbergian body horror sort of stuff. Like, you know how The
Hmm.
Fly came out, and even no, not really the Reanimator, but that kind of body horror really uh, spoke to me. So that cover that you're disparaging actually
Right. Yeah.
spoke
No.
to me, and I'm like, I want to see this. Looks like a gooey movie, and by gosh, it turned out to be quite a gooey movie.
Slime and goo.
This. Oh yeah. But this is what I would change. Once you've seen this movie and you see like the color palette that they used, why would they not have put that hot pink or
Mm-hmm.
green as a back glow to that silhouette of Dr. Pretorius and intensify that image? Because it is the image of him being, in his transformed state. I think I would have rented it. I think I would have grabbed it. I feel shorted that I didn't watch this at a younger age because like Pete, I love The Fly. I loved Re-Animator. The Thing from John
Oh yeah.
Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
I
For sure.
love that special effect, body horror, gore. Give me slime. Go
And
ahead,
this
Greg.
should be at the top of any body horror like
Yes.
recommendation list or something like that. Like this is up there with those Cronenberg movies, and it's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
damn shame that Stuart Gordon only made like 22 films, and even some of those
Yeah.
are not films. Some of it's like episodes, like short videos and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
this is a man who was ahead of his time in what he was doing, and just for some reason kind of flew under the radar. And like even as practical effects got better and better, let's say in the 2000s or like mid 2000s, like he really didn't do much. And it's just like, man, imagine like if he could have pulled together a team like he did for this, because there was 35 members on the special effects team,
Yeah, it was four different special effects companies that were
and
involved
these
in
are
this.
heavy hitters
Yeah.
of the scene. Like John Carroll Butcher, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Close
This
enough.
is a man that made Ghoulies, Terror
Hmm.
Vision, the Garbage Pail Kids, which I don't care what
Oh,
you say.
I
Those
love it.
costume designs are terrifying.
they,
I love it.
Yeah, like
Yes.
absolutely horrific.
as
And then you got Mark
as
Shostrom,
wonderful as those
who
costumes are, that movie is equally as terrible. But
Oh, it is, but I will
there,
watch it.
there's that
it's
balance right there. Ugh,
it's
what
nightmare fuel.
it really is.
It
Yes, start to
is.
finish.
It is.
Well, like Mark Shostrom worked on Phantasm 2, Nightmare on
Excellent.
Elm
Oh
Street
yeah.
3, which is
Yep.
my favorite
Dream
Freddy
Warriors.
movie, Dream Warriors.
The big one.
Yeah, you got the best Dawkins song that you could have ever gotten as your theme
Yes.
song. Good lord. And then Evil Dead 2, The Mutilator. This is like the greatest hits of who's who in the special effects industry. And they got to work on this movie. I didn't even mention Greg Nicotero, who,
Hmm.
is now famous for The Walking Dead.
No, you're
Just
you're 100% correct, and that's again why I feel slightly cheated as I'm now watching this at two, 2021 at 41 years old,
yeah.
and I'm like, I had all this time to appreciate this movie. Now I will say the digital transfer we've got through, I think we all watched it on Amazon, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
Surprisingly
it looks
good.
fantastic. And I wonder
Gorgeous.
if this was Scream Factory re-released this
It
movie
was.
a few years ago. So I'm assuming this is
Oh.
their rip. And on Amazon, if you want to buy it, it's only $5. I highly recommend
$5
just spending
to
the
own
$5 on it.
Yeah.
Because the Shout Factory copy is now out of print, and it's like
Oh.
And
$100 plus
yeah,
easily.
it's
So
way up
spend the
there.
$5 that we just have a
Mhm.
digital copy of it. It won't go anywhere.
I did when we were talking about it, I think it was like $3 to rent, $5 to buy, and I'm like, "Pfft, I'm buying it. There was
Yeah,
no
exactly.
thought to it, and I'm so happy I did. Normally it's like I bought Hellbound. I don't regret that I bought it because I think it was the same five
But it was the
dollars.
same thing where it's like, all right, $3 to rent it,
Yeah,
$5 to own it. I was like, all right, I'll spend the extra $2.
It's in the collection, and I can watch it anytime I strike a fancy to do it.
It's funny to see it scroll through my digital library, like, oh, what the hell are you doing in there?
I got done. I got done watching this, and it said, "Up next, Hellbound." I was like,
The hell there will be.
so let's go ahead and talk about real quick on the cast of this, because Stuart Gordon likes his cast and likes to keep working with them.
And there's a good reason to that, and it's a good reason for why the film looks like it
Blame
does.
him.
Because he came from theater.
Love it.
So he was used to working with the same people all the time. So he's like, it just makes sense. Like, if I throw in new actors who don't know what I did to them on Re-Animator,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, why the hell am I covering this goo and slime? But if I work with people I already know, then they're going to be a little less apprehensive. They're going to, warm up to this quicker than fresh
Yeah.
faces would.
Well, it's along the thought of Lloyd Kaufman, the way he does Trauma. It's
Yes.
all of those same people in all those movies, because that's what they know. They know what Lloyd wants, and they know what kind of movie they're making. So it's pretty simple.
I'd work for Lloyd Kaufman in a heartbeat because he's a total
I would
sweetheart.
too. A sweetheart on the outside. I've heard stories on set. So
Oh no.
yeah, I would still work for him as long as
Yeah.
as long as you know things. But we'll save that for a Trauma movie we might do.
Okay, there we go.
But up first, we have Jeffrey Combs. And yes, 90% of people see this face and they're like, the dude from Re-Animator. That's what he is known for. I want to throw a little tidbit out that I'm watching this movie. And again, I hadn't seen this. I haven't seen Re-Animator since probably the late 90s. I just never found a chance to revisit it.
That needs rectifying.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
it is being rectified.
that's one of
after
those
we're done
movies. Like,
here.
all right, we're perfect because we're in October season. AMC never does Re-Animator. They always do like the same ones of like Halloween 4 and 5. They would never show the
That's
first
a little
one.
gory for. And
Yeah, but it's just like they never would show those on cable television. So it's like you would always get Predator 2, but you never got Predator 1 for some reason. You got the Hitcher 2 on Sci-Fi, but you never got the first Hitcher movie.
Yeah,
it's one of those weird things where like cable network would always just throw random ones.
That's because they sell packages to distributors, and it's sometimes not all the movies are on it. But I'm going to say, Re-Animator, if I remember correctly, there's a severed head scene that would never make it onto network television.
Oh, not at all.
No.
If you had to edit that poor man that would have to figure out that way around it.
Exactly. So they're probably like, no, just like you're not going to get From Beyond on network television.
I can't imagine watching.
There would be no movie left.
Not on network. No.
No. But I'm watching this, and again, I haven't watched some of these movies for a very long time, and I see, Jeffrey Combs pop up who plays Dr. Crawford, and I'm just like having this huge moment of deja vu. And I'm like, down to how he's talking, his mannerisms, everything. And I'm like, I know I haven't seen this movie, but I hear something. It's nagging at me. I realized where I had seen him, and I never realized it was him when I saw him. So I asked the guys, I said, have you ever seen Peter Jackson's The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox? And they're all like, yeah, we know that. I said, Milton was played by Jeffrey Combs, the paranormal agent that is hunting down Michael J. Fox. He's very neurotic, very odd.
Very off character. Very just weird
Yes.
guy.
And he's and it sticks with you. So I'm like,
yeah, his haircut sticks with you.
Yeah, that was done on purpose. And actually, I read that he purposely had prosthetics put behind his ears to stick them out further.
Okay.
And again, guess what? That worked.
Yeah.
I never realized that was Jeffrey Combs till I watched From Beyond. He's like using some character traits from this movie particularly, because he didn't act like this in Re-Animator. I did go back and watch some clips on YouTube, and I'm like, he's kind of psychotic in Re-Animator. He's, that evil scientist.
He's got an obsession, which is interesting because in this movie, he has a complete different obsession of like, instead of wanting to keep building that monster, destroy that monster.
Yes, it's totally different. And I'm watching this movie picturing Milton the whole time. And it's just, I'm like, oh, this is insane. It's like I can see he pulled some of this character into Milton, like he got out of when we get to the end of this movie, like he somehow got out of that dimension, and he's now Milton running around
He's
solving
turned
all
into
these.
Milton.
He's solving all these weird crimes. I know I went a little bit off of what we started with, but the other castmate, Barbara Crampton,
The incomparable Barbara
the
Crampton.
incomparable Barbara
The
Crampton.
cult icon,
For
Barbara
sure.
Crampton.
The
Yes.
we've seen all of Barbara Crampton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I think Re-Animator, you do see
Yeah, you
all
see
of
quite
her.
a bit. Yeah, she's lovely. I don't know. We're still on characters though. I've got a joke that fell later
Uh,
on as the movie moves on. That's one of my things that you only see in the 80s part of the
yeah.
segment that I want to do later on.
Well, we can,
Oh,
yeah, we'll get to that. We're right now. We're
Right,
just kind of
right.
we
So,
want to give everyone this idea of the characters in here
well,
because
yeah.
I'm gonna bet a lot of our audience hasn't seen this movie. You know, this got past me, and again, I'm a huge body horror, gore, goo, slime. Give that all to me, and I've never heard of this movie. Um, so let's just go ahead and talk about why and how I did find it.
Do
So
it.
I have a very good friend. She is a digital artist. Her name is Chelsea Lowe. She has done movie posters for a lot of the big studios, Fox, Disney, several out there. Forgive me, Chelsea, if I don't rattle off all of them. And I have quite a few of her prints because she's done stuff from The Thing, Escape from New York, Aliens, Evil Dead. I love her art style. Well, she was commissioned by a T-shirt company called Creeporama, who does licensed shirts for some of these just wild and out there kind of horror movies. And she shared these pictures of the art piece she had done, and it's like hot pink. She really morphs and fits everything onto this one picture that pretty much sums up the movie. And well, you know, once you hear this, we'll obviously be sharing that all their information out there. But I reached out to Creeporama just to make sure, hey, we want to talk about that art because you commissioned it, and I'm friends with Chelsea, and they were 100% on board. They're like, heck yeah, that shirt design. If you go over to Creeporama, you can find them on Instagram, Facebook. Probably find them on Google, but I'm sure their links are on their Instagram. You can buy a shirt, and it's phenomenal artwork. It's gorgeous. At least go look at it.
it literally oozes this movie, this
Ew.
artwork. Like it captures it so well.
Is it a moist
I
T-shirt?
can't wait to get the long sleeve. I like seriously cannot wait.
No, and there's art on the long sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I've been
Yes.
buying so many long sleeve shirts recently because you get arts on the sleeve now. It's just like, yes, give me all the print that you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So check out Creeporama on Instagram, Facebook. But yeah, that's how we picked this movie. And God, again, I'm so glad we did. All right, I think it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And as soon as we get back, I think we want to dive into the meat of this movie, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his times in the territories with PG-13 to his times in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Available now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast formats.
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stompdown, where twice a month we review monster movies from all corners of the planet. Join me, Sludge.
I went to watch it the other night, and she's like, "Why are you watching this? You can quote this movie line for line." I'm like, that's very accurate.
My co-host Mark.
Don't ask me to do a stomp down on this because it's zero.
Okay, dude. Ruben, what's your stop down rate?
And our brother from Texas, Ruben.
It's just, I'm like, wait a minute.
They tricked me into watching this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
As we give you the history, our review, and the stomp down rating of some of the best and worst monster movies around. Available through the Podbean app, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Amazon. Make sure and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy,
Killboy Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave,
I have the weirdest boner.
and Pete.
IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Let me try that again.
As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
And we're back. Guys, I'm ready to get into the meat.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
I
I'm
am
excited.
psyched. So I have tasked Nate to do the synopsis quickly. So Nate, let's see if you succeeded in your mission.
I humbly accepted this challenge and decided that this will be a new bit going forward for Give Me Back My Horror Movies. It will be a 3-sentence synopsis.
I'm excited already.
Here we go. A crazed scientist builds a resonator that sees from beyond our dimension. Sometimes doors are better left closed.
I dig it. It's almost like a tagline for the movie.
Right. Now you need to get it to rhyme, dude.
Yeah, that'll be the next part. But I managed to sneak in the name of the movie
You did.
into the
This is true.
synopsis.
This is true.
So if I can figure out how to do that with every movie going forward, pat on the back for me.
Now I'm tempted to go. Nate needs to do the movie haiku, and that's the the synopsis
Oh my
in the
gosh.
style of haiku.
It's 575, right?
I think
Sounds
so.
right.
So, yeah, we really wanted to just do that fast. This movie is extremely difficult to synopsize. To the fact that when this movie starts, it starts running.
Yeah.
This movie starts you're 15 minutes late into the movie. You know what I mean? Like it feels like that this movie you missed the first 15 minutes right at the start and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
It starts, I'm putting my phone down and I'm like, the heck happened? What? I said, hit the button, see where it's at. And it was like seconds into the movie and I'm like, what's going on? And I just had to write it out. And I'm like, that is the wildest cold open to a movie. I mean, the credits don't start till after the climax of the first little chapter you get right there.
Yeah,
there's
the prologue.
Yeah, there's
I
a
guess you
whole
could say.
prologue of them typing on these computers. I mean, set design was gorgeous on this. There's what you would think of computer walls and dials and switches, and I'll get into that in a little bit too. Of one of the things that slightly agitated me about this movie, but there's all this like a Dr. Frankenstein kind of feel to it, and he's building this resonator. He's typing in these like commands into the old DOS computer systems, and he literally turns on the resonator and opens up a portal. We're not 5 minutes into the movie. The resonator's on. He's
The
watching.
portal instantly works.
Yeah, he sees these things floating in the air. Eels. I don't care what any design person says. Those were eels with like predator teeth.
Baby phases.
They were like piranha teeth on an eel.
And I have to say, do you guys watch Star Trek Next Generation?
Sure.
or somewhat
I was
familiar with it.
never a Trekkie.
Yep.
Okay, there is an episode with my favorite character, Barclay, and he's terrified of the transporters. And there's a scene where he goes in it and he sees these things floating in the air around him, and one comes out and uh, you think it bites him, but it just touches him on the arm. It's exactly like they took this movie
It's
as
almost
an
the exact same
homage
animation.
because that
Probably.
leech comes out and grabs the doctor by the face and bites him. And that's all I'm picturing is like, this is just like, it was called The Realm of Fear, is the episode name. And I was like, that's like Barkley being trapped in the transporter with these creatures floating around. But yeah, we're not even 5 minutes into the movie. And we see a new dimension. He turns it off with the flimsiest of on-off switches I could ever picture. It's those old, real thin, like what you remember Dr. Frankenstein would throw the switch and it was this giant thing
Yes,
that
that's
took
exactly what it
effort,
is.
but it's 3 inches big.
It's the kind for like that you could buy at a con for your light switch plate.
Yes,
sure.
That's what it is.
That's what that was. And that's how they're turning on this interdimensional portal thing.
Well, they spent all their budget on the computer doodads and gadgets and all that fun stuff that when it came time to build the Switch, they just grabbed
Whatever
that tiny little thing.
The Switch is important as the movie goes, but I was just like, man, I kind of wanted something a little more grandiose, I guess, than just little, it's on. That's all it was.
You want to
It's
use
off.
2 hands to throw open this switch.
Yeah.
You want to go, "Hoo-ah!"
Yeah, because then it would have made some of the other scenes a bit more, I don't want to say stressful, but a bit more impactful. That they actually had to put some effort.
A little bit more
into
intensity to it.
That's the word, intensity. So we get Dr. Crawford, Jeffrey Combs, has opened up a portal. He immediately turns it off once he sees these creatures and he gets bit on the cheek. And he runs across the room like a hallway to another bedroom. So they're all like living together to let Dr. Pretorius know that his calculations worked. And we get this sense of Pretorius being slightly agitated, just kind of this, not right off the bat, but you could just tell he's like, look, stop bothering me for something inconsequential. And
Yeah, it's
he
almost
finally,
like he's like, it hasn't worked before. It's not working now.
yeah,
Like,
he's
we're
annoyed.
not going to get it going.
Yeah. But he tells him, we did it. It's on. We've turned it on. And man, if Pretorius doesn't flip this switch to mad scientist like in an instant. Oh, it's on. Boom. He runs in there. He pushes every dial to the maximum on the machine, flips the little 3-inch switch, and cranks that baby up. And he is full on mad scientist.
All hell breaks loose.
Quite literally.
Literally, all hell breaks loose. We get real quick a neighbor. We get this little side thing that they're in a neighborhood, and the neighbor sees these lights. Her dog gets loose, runs to the house, runs upstairs. It's the most odd way to introduce another character into this, because what they needed was another visual perception of what was happening. We weren't supposed to see what was going on in where the experiment was happening. We needed that little bit of mystery, and then that, I'll give them credit for that. That worked pretty well, because as the lady runs up the stairs to grab her dog, this axe head comes flying through the door. She takes off running. Dr. Crawford opens the door up, takes off running, and passes her. So you first think she's chasing her. He passes her down the steps, and he is out the door.
When that axe hits, like, I was instantly like, oh, The Shining. Like, now he's breaking down that door with the axe. And it was like, oh no, he's also trying to get away from whatever is happening in the other room.
Yeah, and the lady had already called the cops, so they're there. They grab him, and they take him away to an insane asylum. We find out later. So then we get credits.
Yeah,
that's
all
our
that
cold
happens.
open.
That chaos happens in less than 5 minutes, and boy, oh boy, now we get the opening credits. It's
because this
It's a
movie,
ride, ladies and gentlemen.
it's only an hour and 25 minutes, so they have no time to spare. It is
A
shotgun
glorious
blast right at you.
85 minutes of bunkers. It's great.
Yes.
And honestly, they use every second of this movie well.
Oh,
Like,
it felt way longer than an hour and 25. That's for
I
damn
don't-
sure.
I don't think anything. There may be one or two odd scenes that I could have probably didn't really add anything to the story. Let me say it that way. It's probably on Pete's list, which is why I'm trying to be vague about it because I want to hear what he says. So that's our first little chunk of the movie. So we're going to jump ahead. We're in the psychiatric ward is where we end up. We're introduced to. I never figured out what she was a doctor of.
She was
She's
a
like,
psychologist.
Psychiatrist.
Or
but
psychiatrist, one of the two.
She's trying to disprove psychosis. She's trying to say that people that are in that facility as for psychosis, it was weird because she's trying to find a cure for psychosis. B, she was like, well, some of these people probably aren't psychotics. It was
she
odd.
mentions that she wants to cure schizophrenia.
Yes.
And that's why she becomes so like in awe at the resonator.
Right.
And the whole idea of like, whoa, you mean we can see into another dimension?
Well,
what could be in that other dimension that could help us?
What got her interested, and help me pronounce this again, what got her interested was Jeffrey Combs' character, I forget what his, Crawford was it?
Crawford.
He claimed that he was able to see other dimensions because he did a CAT scan on him, right? And his pineal gland was engorged.
Pineal, they say it
right.
two
They
or
say it a
three
couple different
times.
times. It don't matter.
Yeah. So there's a gland apparently that is it's a real gland that is very small. No one really knows what it's for, and some people call it like the third eye, and they reference that. Well,
we'll get that. Yeah.
When he mentions that, the doctor says, "Let's put him in for a CAT scan." And they see that it's enlarged, which shouldn't happen. So she immediately is like, "Oh, this is important."
Right, and she wants to use it to study to help, because this is still a time when shock therapy and lobotomies are still fairly common. When really, sometimes just most of the time, just really good medication and therapy can help you along with any sort of mental instabilities you may have in your life. My God, how many? There's so many people that have been. Okay, what I'm trying to say is she's getting away from the barbaric scientific practices of the time and trying to usher in a new way of thinking. And that's why she's so very interested in, okay, if you can stimulate this part of the brain, maybe we can cure different kinds of, or at least manage incurable what are currently incurable. So I think she's ahead of her time. I think she's really doing the Lord's work, so to speak. But that's what's kind of interesting. This is maybe the only thing this movie actually says outside of gross.
outside of
it's
moist.
gross with a message.
Right. So that's really, I think that was if there can be a message that there is better, or science should always be challenged. Let's find new ways to do things and stop being so barbaric at times.
Yeah. Well, I 100% agree with you because she even says later on in the movie that I wonder how many other patients have an enlarged pineal gland. And that's something she wanted to start checking, that people that are, diagnosed with psychosis. My interest was piqued and never answered was there's obviously the doctor that runs the psych ward. She's calling what the Barbara Crampton's character as barbaric. She's saying, I know what you're doing to these people when you take them. I know.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm curious because we see how she gets later on here in a little bit. So I 100% agree with you. And again, that's the message they're trying to say in this movie without just beating you on the head literally with it, because what they do is they make it gross and funny as it goes on.
Yes.
So essentially, Dr. Crawford gets turned over to Dr. Catherine's care. And her first instance is, let's go back to the crime scene.
Of course.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
he's
what better
trying
way to
to.
investigate it?
Well,
And we'll take a detective with us.
he's in the psych
Yeah.
ward because he was charged with the murder, with literally twisting off the head of his doctor.
Colleague.
Dr. Pretorius.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was no blood when the head was twisted off. So the crime scene makes no sense. And they're just trying to wrap their head around what he's babbling on about.
The detective literally says, the dude's head was twisted off and there's no blood. Explain that to me, doctor.
Right.
I mean, so this guy's already like, something ain't right, because he's kind of the one that kind of gave the final okay for this doctor to take him into custody. And as Nate mentioned, she does at least smartly take a cop with her. Ken Forey, this man is a character.
Lovely Ken Forey.
He's been in a lot of stuff, hasn't he? I've seen him before.
He was in Dawn of the Dead, the original one.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's where I've seen him.
He was in TV show after TV show. He's like one of the great villains in some of these. One of the movies, a matter of fact, I just watched it the other day. He was in Rob Zombie's Halloween. He's Grizzly.
Oh.
Yeah, in the rest
Big
area.
Joe Grizzly.
Big Joe Grizzly.
Wow. Okay, I didn't put that together.
That's him.
He's the one that throws hands with Michael.
He does. But he plays Bubba Brownlee. Talk about a name in a movie. Bubba Brownlee. So they go back to the house because she wants to see the resonator, obviously. Crawford is just manic. He's just in this state of, I got to get out of here. And we find, as it goes on, he is on a mission to destroy the resonator. That's the only thing on his mind.
You should probably just instantly destroy that machine, like when he got there.
I
because
didn't understand that either.
No.
Yeah, so they go into the house. They have keys to it because all they did was lock the main gate to keep people out of the crime scene. The power is all off to the house. Obviously, they have to have a reason for that. And Crawford disappears on them. They turn their back for a second. He's gone. So they go down to the basement, and kind of important, they go down to the basement. That's where the breaker box is. Again, the oddest, oldest school breaker box with just these two giant commercial fuses and a throw handle. I'm the contractor of the group here, so I'm just like, that's not residential electrical. What is going on
was that
here?
up to code?
That was not code. Even when he goes, I had to make some modifications to the electric. I'm like, no, sir. You ran the extension cords, and that's all that is. But so they, her and Bubba go upstairs to where the resonator is because in their detectiveness, they go, I bet these cables lead to the resonator. I laughed out loud at that one. I was like, oh, really, Batman?
Yeah.
Let's see where these cables go.
No shit, Sherlock, huh?
And we follow them upstairs, and in the midst of that, we see Crawford has the axe that he threw through the door, and he's kind of hiding in the shadows in the room with the resonator. And he doesn't pop out till they walk into the room and turn the light on. And Bubba stops him from taking the axe to the resonator, is what we're finding out. And her only explanation was, let him go. He's reliving what happened that night. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, my God. No, he's not. Let him destroy this. I already know what's getting ready to happen.
That's science in action, man.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh. So basically, we get him rebuilding the machine because he did take some pieces off of it when he turned it off from the initial attack when he was by himself. So he's rebuilding it. She's like reading through papers and all this other stuff, and Bubba's just watching, and he fixes it. And she is dead set to turn this bad boy on. She is gung-ho, let's do it. And Crawford is trying to like explain to her, really. I mean, it's not like he was telling her no. He's like, look, nobody move. If you don't move, they can't see you.
Right, it's a T-Rex syndrome.
Exactly. That's what I thought Jurassic Park.
It was Drax.
They're based on Drax. I am incredibly still. My movements are imperceptible. So he's basically laying out the rules of engagement, which all get broken. So
it's a horror movie, of course.
And he goes, because of so much was damaged, all our fail safes, the computers smashed, everything smashed. So I wired it up so the whole thing runs off that 3-inch switch. I had a reason to keep bringing that up. Was I've now wired it so now it's on off. It's full on, full off.
Yeah.
And
that's a good
they
idea.
They go full on.
No GFS switch there at all, huh?
And we neglected to talk about this at the very beginning, but there is a glow from this machine that in this transfer to digital was absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
It was this hot pink, magenta to purple to fuchsia,
green.
There was
little blue,
ever so slightly. Yeah, there was all these other slight spectrums.
But it like illuminated that room so beautifully.
Right, and it wasn't like sickly glow. Like everything wasn't reflecting it. You saw where it was coming from, and it lit the right pieces of the set. I said it. This movie visually is a 10. I love it because that's when you know you're in another dimension. When they flip that switch and that light comes on, it's just, yep, we're in this. The resonating field is what they call it.
Yeah, it was mesmerizing for sure.
It totally was.
Every time that we saw those lights come on, we very quickly learned something bad was about to happen.
Yes.
So you get this beauty and then the beast, literally, all within seconds.
Yeah. So they immediately break their own rules. So they start seeing these new to us, these little jellyfish-looking.
Oh, right. It wasn't the eels. It was
wasn't
jellyfish.
the eels.
Definitely jellyfish, nasty ass jellyfish.
And Bubba walks towards them and reaches out to touch it, and immediately gets bit on the arm. So me not watching it, I'm going, yep, that's how this dude's going to die. I already know it. That's what's happening. Well, Crawford gets ready to throw the switch off, and the woman says, no, don't. And she walks to Bubba, and Crawford's in the background going, how many times do I have to tell you guys to quit flipping moving?
Stop moving.
He's like, I told you not to stare at it. Just don't move.
Yeah,
just don't have it be on.
Just look. And as he gets ready to turn it off, finally, he hears Dr. Pretorius's voice. And so we're like, as the audience, you don't see him. We see them looking at him for a bit. And then we get this shadowy figure of a man, nothing crazy when we first see Pretorius. And he slowly kind of comes into the glow of the light. He's naked.
We got a pretty nice man butt there.
I was more distracted by his hamburger on his chest.
That was
that 70s, 80s man hair. So they're talking to Pretorius as if he survived the attack, because Bubba's like, hey man, where you been hiding? And Crawford kind of steps in the middle and he's like, dude, I saw you die. Like I literally saw your head leave. And he goes, I'm here. I am flesh. Reach out and touch me if you don't believe me. And this is when we really finally get the feel for this movie and what we're in store for the rest. Is Crawford reaches out to touch him on the shoulder, and his fingers literally press into his flesh like an inch.
Like silly putty or Play-Doh.
Oh, it was so silly putty. And he pulls his hand back, and he's like, Crawford's like trying to put together in his head what's going on. And then all of a sudden, Pretorius is like, it's just flesh, as his face melts off.
So
he
good.
Rips it off. He goes, and then,
that's right. He rips it off.
Like, I'll show you what flesh can do.
The muscle structure starts popping off of his face like the Thing.
Yeah.
You get these tentacles that just start going crazy and spewing all over the place and liquid all everywhere.
And then he rips his head in half.
Yeah. And that's just for fun.
Yeah,
and
he's just doing it.
I would have needed a bigger mop bucket because I would have been puking everywhere.
I had the biggest smile when this happened. I was like, oh, they're going for it. And they're going hard. Because he pulls his head apart, and this arm tentacle thing comes flying out of his torso towards Bubba, and Crawford finally flips the 3-inch switch. That's how I'm referring to that from the
Sure.
rest of the episode.
Yes.
Flips it off and everything disappears because we can't perceive them and they can't perceive us when the machine's not on.
And now we know Crawford isn't crazy. So, like, maybe we should just destroy the machine. Like, all right, we figured it out. But nope, they just want to keep on running that experiment.
Right.
Not they. Not they.
Oh, she?
She.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that she got mesmerized or something, maybe not hypnotized.
Well, I can answer all.
Okay, maybe I missed it then.
Oh, Charlie's going to give us an
Go,
answer.
bring it,
Well,
baby.
yeah.
Bring it.
It enlarged their glands.
Oh,
it enlarged
well,
the
of
pineal
course.
gland.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
of course it did.
So then
But
now they are more sensitive too.
And they all,
Which
even
is-
even
Beyond.
Bubba did start having some fun dreams as
Yeah.
as the evening as he slept. He was definitely
As
having
yeah,
them dreams.
so they all experienced what Crawford did in the
You're
first
right. You're right.
few minutes of it being on. But what it did was she was already like trying to prove something. She was out there to solve a problem. She was on the verge of the greatest breakthrough than the guy that first looked into a microscope and saw an amoeba. And I love Bubba's line was, "Yeah, but I bet the amoeba didn't try and eat him."
It's
I was
true.
like, that is the greatest. So whatever happened with her gland just elevated her desire to learn more about the resonator. So they kind of go back downstairs and regroup. And Bubba's like, "Let's get out. We done."
We're done.
No, he's being the smart, reasonable one.
Yeah.
Like, no, I've seen enough. I got bit by a jellyfish.
Yeah.
F this, I'm out.
Right.
Crawford's like, "I want to destroy it. We just need to destroy it." She's like, "No, we got to do the next test. That was test 1." And they're like, "Did you not just see what we saw?" Well, everyone decides it's time to take a break. So we get this sequence of they're all trying to go to sleep.
Yes.
She gets woke up and goes up to the machine and turns it on with no one else around, and Pretorius is waiting for her to turn that thing on. And that's where we get the cover art for the VHS.
'Cause he's evolved, so to speak.
Yeah, so every time we see him, it's a different form.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
he's
so,
in his second stage of like
yeah.
Pokemon form.
So what you see
Right.
is exactly. You can still make out his face and his body, but like one whole side of him is just deformed and just moving around. Very, very love the special effects in this movie. I can't say enough about the visuals of
There's
the
more
effects.
goo as well.
Oh, he is so slimy in this.
There's probably more slimy goo in this movie than in my bedroom when I was 15.
Ew.
Oh, Nate.
I need to go wash. See you in a little
I'm
bit, guys.
telling Hannah on you.
That's all right.
Nasty. Nasty. So while the resonator's on, then this is how I figured out that everyone's glands was affected. Was Bubba is kind of rubbing his head, and even Crawford, who has been exposed to it the most, that little spot in his forehead starts bulging, and it wakes him up and runs upstairs. He runs upstairs before Bubba. Bubba doesn't quite wake up. You just see him kind of tossing and turning. So Crawford runs upstairs, sees that she's talking to Pretorius. So Pretorius grabs her, threatens her, and Crawford ditches the machine and runs down the stairs. Bubba finally hears this, and we get underwear model Bubba running around the house chasing Dr. Crawford. And
Yes, we
tackling
do.
him. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And Crawford, he thinks he's like trying to get away, or he hurt, the other doctor. And he's like, "No, I got to get to the breaker. I have to kill the main power, that we hooked up." So
we
they
can't
both,
get to the 3-inch switch.
the 3-inch
Right.
switch is out of reach. So they run downstairs, which is now like 3 feet of water, and the most glorious, glorious creature I think I've seen in a long time.
Oh,
That giant maw of a worm.
Yeah. It was good.
It was Tremors and
Uh-huh.
Dune.
I was gonna say we got the Dune worm in a basement.
The sandworm and a xenomorph
Oh,
all had this parasite living in it. And
mhm.
it is attacking Crawford and Bubba. Crawford is fighting with it. Bubba, who is a cop and has guns, decides to run up to the kitchen and grab a kitchen knife.
Yep.
And goes flying off the stairs and stabs this thing like repeatedly so Crawford can somewhat get away. He gets knocked off, and this worm grabs Crawford and starts eating him. Like, full on body is up inside this thing. It's munching on his head. Bubba's trying.
Crawford's
He's like,
having a bad night.
It's
He's being
bad.
gobbled up.
Bubba's running, like looking around all panicked, like, what do I do? And I'm sitting there in my chair going, turn the flipping switch. Flip the breaker switch, man. They flip the switch. Everything goes back. Pretorius disappears. She runs back down. She rips everything off of the machine. She pulls all of the wires. She's trying to do everything she can so it can't turn back on. Bubba is carrying a now bald Jeffrey Combs Crawford upstairs because the worm
Professor
ate
X.
his. Yeah.
Yeah, he was very, very much so Professor X, right?
Then we get to the part that I really feel like they probably could have left out of this movie.
Do it. Go for it.
Dr. Pretorius is a fiend in more ways than one. He has a sex room in this house. Dominatrix, chains, whips, BDSM, whatever you want to call it, whatever your kink is, we're not here to shame.
No.
But this guy's into it.
And
no, we're not.
As long as there is enthusiastic consent, whatever
There
you
has
do
to be
in
consent.
the bedroom is your own business, as long as all parties are on board. But Dr. Pretorius, it is found out that is he is a deviant at best.
Kind of one-sided.
Very much
on,
so, and it's
what's
real
consensual.
shame.
We talk about the consent thing, and there is no consent in what's about to happen.
No.
There is that. The consent is a two-way street for sure.
Yes. So she is. You start getting the thing that she is fully under this whole pineal gland situation. It's like
Under a spell,
elevating.
so to speak.
Yeah,
I mean, she
is very
Definitely.
like under a spell, and so it's elevating the sexual arousals and everything. And she's kind of walking around the room, touching all of these like straps and all the stuff, and she finds a wardrobe with this
swings,
leather.
whips,
Everything, and she finds a leather outfit that she's really happy to find.
just so happens to fit her perfectly.
Yeah, it did.
Quite perfect. Yeah, it did.
It just happens to be that way.
Well said, Nate.
All the while, Crawford's passed out, like almost comatose on the couch. And she puts on this outfit and goes over to Crawford at bald headed, sores all over his body, Crawford. And she gets friendly, overtly, until Bubba walks in and basically calls her out, like, what you doing? And she tries to woo him. Bubba ain't having none of that. You think for a second, like,
You're right.
Bubba's thinking about it, but then he grabs a hold of her, and obviously there's a mirror on the ceiling for reasons unknown.
Unknown. What? Come on.
All I know is because of Bride of Chucky, I don't trust mirrors on the ceiling.
Right.
Right. That's great.
All it takes is one doll to throw a wine bottle up at that thing, and you're all getting killed.
You're all
It was
dead.
an awesome kill. I did like that kill. So in the midst of Bubba shaking her to try to snap her out of everything, what's happening elsewhere is we see the machine is reassembling itself. The breaker box starts sparking. The wires, I was really surprised. I was expecting the wires to kind of do that stop motion.
Yeah,
where it
a little Sam Raimi
reconnects.
sort of thing happening
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
They
But it
flowed
didn't.
really well.
They just, like, the electrical charge just kind of bridges the gap. You know,
Yeah.
it never actually. Now they do it when it goes upstairs. She had unplugged, like, I don't know, 9 connectors.
Mm-hmm. You yanked them right out of the wall, and they snake their way back up. Right.
Yeah, so those
Yeah.
snake up, pause for a second, and then jump into the machine. I love that little bit of
Like, this
not
cannot
quite
be
Harryhausen, but you get that kind of stop
Yeah.
motion ish kind of, and I dug it. I really did. So basically, what's happened is Pretorius has figured out how to manipulate outside of his realm.
Right.
He can cross over into our realm.
And
now,
that's what starts the scary part of this. Like you're
Yes.
starting to be able to breach dimensions or whatever this is all about.
Yeah, I love how it's still very vague on what we're experiencing.
Oh, no one explains
never
nothing in this, and that's wonderful.
No, but you're also going, is this hell? Is this
Right.
another dimension? Is this what is this purgatory? So the machine assembles itself, and all the electric starts going crazy. So everyone like realizes it. Dr. Crawford kind of Undertaker's up, sits straight up like
Undertaker.
"Ugh." And he's like, someone turned the resonator on. They all run upstairs, and sure enough, the resonator's on, and we get the visual of basically Pretorius in his final like form. This one was like I'm just picturing the Thing.
Yeah, he's got like a big belly and like stubby legs, and he's really stretched out. His final form of being a Pokemon now.
He has finally hit that evolution.
Yeah.
And as they try to go turn off the machine, these, I'm going to call them bees because there's no other way to think about them. They buzz.
Bees, they buzz, right, for sure.
Something, but
Hornets,
we figure
whatever.
out, we kind of figure out they're semi, like flesh eating because they're like tearing at.
What are you talking about, semi?
I'm trying to build up.
Okay, I'm
tension
sorry.
for
I'm so
this.
sorry. I apologize.
Way to go, Pete. Way to go, Pete.
Yeah, I
Pete
buried
doesn't
the lead
believe in
on that,
tension.
didn't I?
Well, they're like focused on Crawford and Barbara Crampton. I keep forgetting her name, Dr. Catherine. So they're focused on them, and you can see like all these like openings of sores opening up on Crawford. Even her face is getting all bloodied up.
Mhm.
So these bees are attacking them, and Bubba runs up the steps, and the bees aren't attacking him right away, and he's like, okay, I got to turn the machine off. So he goes to grab the power cord, but Pretorius had like welded the plug-ins. You saw them like glow, this really weird glow when they plugged in. So you get this illusion that they are not coming out.
Yeah, he's making sure that he is going to be staying in our realm, that he is not going anywhere. Like you've already tried to cut his power source once. He's done playing around.
Right. So Bubba sees that the axe was hung back up in the rafters, which I found very odd. He just walks over to the axe, grabs it.
I don't remember anybody putting it back up there.
I don't either. Like they never said that's where the axe was. And he goes, and at first, he's like looking at what should he hit the machine, and he gets shocked and he gets pushed back from it. So he looks at the power cord, and you're like, yeah, dummy, cut it in half. Well, he swings that axe down and it doesn't do anything. The electricity like jumps through the axe and keeps the connection.
You're the contractor. Is that how electricity works? Sort of, maybe.
On a certain amount of voltage. on a certain amount of voltage, yes. And what they're portraying as voltage, I could somewhat believe it.
All right.
Because it can jump. It's not going to be constant, and it would probably blow everything.
Right.
I just realized he was not in FR safety gear, and that would be a hazard.
That's great. But so Bubba tries to cut through it. It doesn't work. And I don't understand his thought process on this, but he pulls out a flashlight and shines it around, and I guess realizes that the bees are attracted to the light.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. It just was like,
no,
we got to get the bees off of Barbara Crampton. Let's
put a light on her.
What's that called? A MacGuffin?
I think it's literally a MacGuffin. I think the thought process, bugs are attracted to light. Like you turn your outside light on. Yeah. So he shines this light, and he shines it in a corner of the room. Well, instead of holding the flashlight to get them off everyone, he throws it, and it lands pointing right back at his freaking face. And every bug, bee, flesh-eating thing decides to go after him now and literally eat him down to the bone.
To the bone. It's so wonderfully gross.
Puddle. Like he is nothing but guts, bones, and a face.
and a head. His head was
Yeah.
still
His head
there.
still is
It's
moving
still
around.
Bubba.
But
The-
everything around him is just gone.
His
and it's just been
his entire
eaten.
body has been eaten, stripped to the
Yeah.
bone, and his head is just like, oh, I don't feel so good.
It's like his facial expression is just like shock of like, oh,
Yeah.
I done messed up.
I mean, this whole time he's been wearing like this, like, bright orange football jersey, and now there's like these skeleton arms with goo hanging off of
Rib
them.
cages sticking out.
It's gloriously gory. I mean, it really
it's
was.
fantastic.
I can overlook the flashlight MacGuffin just because that kill.
It was worth
was
it.
Worth it.
Dang it, guys! I'm slacking. slacking.
Bloody marvelous. Bloody
marvelous. So he's dead, and Dr. Crawford is reeling in pain still, but Dr. Pretorius starts talking to them like, you guys need to join with me. He's trying to convince her to come to him. He then starts talking to Crawford, because Crawford's just like, no, we can't have this. You got to go away. And it's in the trailer, but one of the few drops that I liked from Pretorius was in talking to both of them. He does this.
Humans are such easy prey.
Humans are such easy prey. So basically, like, right after he says that, Crawford's forehead literally just opens up,
like
and
a big zit.
This dongle for 5G comes running out of his forehead.
Tentacle eye.
Uh-huh.
And it's just moving around, and I'm like, this is awesome. Dr. Catherine kind of breaks away from Pretorius. He's like has tentacles again wrapped around her. And she grabs a fire extinguisher that has like the foam in it, and she covers the machine like it's like Ghostbusters 2 all over again.
Yes, it
and
is.
she slimes it back, and it shuts it off. Basically, it disrupts it.
It must have disrupted it. Did it cool it down? I don't know. I wasn't real sure, but that's how we got from here to there.
It worked.
It worked. Whatever.
It allowed
it
them
don't
to
matter.
get
It's
away.
a movie. Don't worry about it. Right?
Yeah, they had to escape. That way they go to
Better
the
than
hospital.
the flashlight. This is
Yeah.
So and as Nate says, now we our next block, and pretty much the final block of the movie, is we end up back at the psychiatric hospital. We see Dr. Crawford laying on the operating table with the woman doctor we saw earlier, and she gets closer to like squeeze his head, and this sucker again just comes flying out of this dude's forehead, startles the hell out of her. She like basically just stops, like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, put him in a room for right now. Or no, they didn't put him in a room. They put him under guard because she has to go deal with Dr. Catherine. She's out sitting in the waiting area, and she goes hysterical. She's like, it was all true. The resonator did all this stuff. There's a creature. We have to destroy it because it'll destroy the earth. We don't know how far this can reach. She's talking to us. She's making sense. To everyone else, she's schizophrenic.
She sounds just like Crawford.
Yes,
once he got to the hospital.
So the detective from the beginning of the movie's back, and he's like, "Look, I gave you your chance. You blew it. One of my guys is apparently dead because they went back to the house. We find out, and so you're getting locked up. And this doctor that runs the place is like, "Yep, you're basically mine now," and sends her for electroshock therapy. Exactly what Pete was talking about earlier.
Honestly, to me, that was the most terrifying part of this horror movie, was the real life electroshock therapy. That they were instantly like, yeah, just throw her in that and start, wiggling those, give her the brain jimmies.
There's a nurse that's like going, we shouldn't do that. That's not what, she's not in that kind of state of mind. And the head doctor lady's like, I don't care. Do it. Your job is to do what I say. And we kind of get this feeling that the guy that administers
he liked that.
Really likes his job.
He likes to do that. Like, he just enjoys going and being like, electroshock that one, lobotomize that one, electroshock that one. Like, He just goes down on a line at the
That
hospital,
was
probably.
when he saw that at career day. He's like, "Ooh, oh boy,
Oh,
Boy, that's the career day I missed.
that's it." It was that, or it was bring your kid to work day, and
Oh,
he liked Daddy's
Ooh.
job.
Yeah, one of the two.
Which is worse? Which is worse? So while they're prepping her for electroshock, Crawford gets out, full bulging head. He opens up this door to what we find as the pathology lab, where like all the specimens and everything are, and we get to see through the third eye. We get to perceive what the world looks like through the pineal gland.
Yeah.
And for 1986, for the budget they had, I dug these effects.
Oh, it's sweet looking.
It's a weird it's not a lens filter, but it's like a reverse it's like a negative you're taking.
Yeah.
It's how Daredevil sees the world.
Yes. Yeah, uh-huh.
When he sees a brain, it's that nice green color from Re-Animator.
Yes, it is.
And
Yes,
that means yum yums. And
brains. It's what's for dinner.
Uh-huh.
So it cuts away from that. The head doctor goes back to Crawford's room, realizes he's gone, goes and stops the brain fry of the electroshock therapy. Like, Crawford's out. Everyone on deck. Basically, we got to find him. She sees all this goo again coming out from under the door of the pathology lab, and she opens up the door, and we are greeted by Dr. Crawford kneeling on the ground next to this container with a brain and eating it up like it was the Jello jiggler of all Jello jigglers.
It looked delicious.
And
He said it was delicious.
He's munching the town, and we are now led to understand that when the pineal gland is out, that's kind of controlling him.
Mm-hmm.
When it goes back in, it kind of snaps him out of whatever he was under. So she starts trying to calmly talk to him, like, don't. She's like, don't eat that. Like, no shit.
It's gonna make you sick.
Don't eat that. So the pineal gland goes back in his head. He kind of snaps out of it for a second. He's like,
he's
all
horrified.
distraught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like spitting out the brain out of his mouth, like wiping himself off, like, I can't believe what I'm doing. She's, getting closer to him, like just trying to get control of the patient. And as she does, Happy Doo-Doo comes out of his freaking forehead again. And you see through its eyes. I keep thinking of new words to call it because I'm tired of saying pineal gland.
Right.
And it shows her brain glowing that green. So you're like, okay, I've seen zombie movies. I've seen a lot of horror movies. He's going to like rip her head open or like bite her neck. I'm like, I'm preparing myself for probably some just good old fashioned kill and gore.
Brains.
I was not prepared for what I saw next.
No.
So good.
Dude puts his entire mouth over her eye socket and sucks the brains out of her head. If I could have stood up and clapped, I would have stood up and clapped at that moment. I'm like, bravo. That is...
It deserves, the trumpet playing, the celebration, the crowd cheering.
Hooray.
It deserves all that.
That was the last thing I expected to happen. It really was.
He decides to go for like the turkey of eyeball eating because he just starts munching down on everyone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. So
That's
now,
not the last
he's
one.
loose. No, it's not. Like, we get the shock of, wow, that just happened. Guess what? You're going to see that in about 30 more seconds.
Yeah. Eyeball, eat, eyeball, brain.
while everyone's looking for him, Dr. Catherine breaks free of her bonds because they're trying to take her to a holding cell, and she gets away. Well, Crawford's outside, sees her leave, and in the middle of that, an ambulance actually does pull up, so he hides in the shadows, and they're offloading this drunk guy. It's kind of funny. This guy's just kind of going all off. The one ER guy is getting ready to roll the drunk into the hospital, and Crawford jumps right out and obviously sucks his freaking brain out of his eyeball. And all you hear is this drunk guy screaming, like, the dude with the snake in his head killed him.
Right.
The dude with the snake in his head. The other girl comes walking around, like, thinking the dude just left. Like, he's laying like 2 feet away from you, lady. Just look down. And she's trying to push the gurney and it's stuck. And she looks. And you see the guy laying there and the eyeball. Like, Crawford doesn't eat the eyeballs, apparently. It's like hanging down by his jawbone, still somewhat attached to the retinal nerve, and all this goo and gore around the eyeball. And you're like, holy shit, that's awesome. And then Crawford grabs her and from behind is trying to suck out her eyeball. She stabs him with the biggest MacGyver knife I've ever seen in
Right.
my entire life. And you're like, okay, she might get away. No.
Nope. Nope. Her eyeball is on the dinner plate now.
He finishes her off and ignores the drunk, and he steals the ambulance, and we get to the beginning of our climax back at the house. So Crawford is behind Dr. Catherine, not by a lot. So he sucked out 2 eyeballs and stolen a van in the amount of time that she's probably driven there. And I'm going to come to the point where I literally busted out, what is going on? And Jackie's looking at me. She has crafted an explosive device.
An amazing explosive device.
Uh-huh.
Out of an alarm clock.
Yep.
And what I'm guessing we're supposed to believe is dynamite.
Dynamite.
Oh,
but it's
8
sure.
sticks of dynamite.
It's paper towel tubes with the ends capped off and painted brown, not red, not black, brown, and little squiggly wires coming out. And she sets the little timer on her alarm clock for 5 minutes. And I'm just like, you gotta be effing kidding me.
She's an excellent homemade bomb maker.
I'm looking at Jackie's like, this is a funny thing I want to bring up later, but during all this, Jackie is trying to stay awake during this movie. Don't ask me how. She was just tired. A long day with the kids. But I bust out and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, look at what she has. And she's like, oh my God. So she plants a bomb with 5 minutes, which, okay, I believe that. Enough time to get out, run away. All this stuff goes on. She's working her way back down the stairs, and that's when Crawford shows up. And Crawford is under the influence of the gland. The hoobity boobity coming out of his
little
forehead.
tentacle eye is the one calling the shots right now.
Let's call it, I was going to call it Pete, but let's call it Fred. Fred is coming out of his forehead.
Wow.
So he traps her in the sex room and straps her up to the harnesses hanging from the ceiling.
Right.
And gets ready to suck her eyeball and brain out. And in the struggle out of all this movie, this is when I went, ew.
Oh, same.
She bites Fred off of his forehead.
Yes.
Yeah, she chomps down on it and like twists and pulls, and it's just this little tentacle.
Oh, so good.
And then spits it out. It's just bite, chomp, spit. And he kind of snaps out of it, but he's obviously reeling from pain and he's disconnected from everything. And I'm reeling in pain because I just watched Fred get decapitated off of his forehead. So Pretorius appears at the doorway of the sex room.
Right.
And Crawford's still like reeling from Fred being bit off his forehead.
As you do.
It's like, it hurt me to see that happen.
Yeah, I don't even have the little Fred, and it hurt me.
I was no, that was, to me, that's the one thing in this movie. That was it. Ugh. So Pretorius is going towards Catherine because he kind of wants to meld with her, to be of one mind. So he's on this whole sexual kick. And we really get this really cool, like, Crawford finally standing up to Pretorius. and he's like, um, "It's not going to work because it didn't work when you were alive. You're an impotent person. You have no idea what all those words you're saying mean." We get the weirdest phrase I've ever heard is uh, the doctor going, "Why don't you show me?" It's like,
It's you.
ew, ew, ew. That's number ew, ew two. So Pretorius, is just trying to, he is in full slime mode too. He's in that like final stage of gross,
He's just a
and
fleshy blob of something, and think of a giant thing, right? That's the
it,
best you can describe it.
it's if you've seen the thing,
Yeah, you
just
know what he
think
looks
about
like.
that thing talking.
Hmm.
And
but
that's
more
what.
jelly.
More jelly, right?
So Crawford's still like goading him, like, challenging him. So Pretorius takes his attention away from Dr. Catherine. She's tied up basically, so why worry? And Crawford leads him away, and they go running upstairs. So Pretorius goes up to protect it, to protect the resonator. They have a little bit of a tussle back and forth, and then Dr. Crawford runs back downstairs. And it's really weird in this scene. He runs and then stops and looks back at him like he's trying to get him to follow him. And I didn't understand what his end game was because it doesn't work out to his favor in this regard. So he goes down like these like 2 or 3 flights of stairs, and he finally stops and he's like, "Just come at me." And I think I saw the moment because there's a thing where they talk about that this film ran out of budget. I think this is the one scene they didn't have enough budget to do correctly because Pretorius like flies at him, and it's not the slug looking dude. It's like this flying bird mouth, but the coloring is so bland and dull. It was almost black and white. Did you guys see that
Yeah,
too?
it was like a
Yeah.
2 second little bit of it was definitely a stop motion
Yeah.
creature, but the color palette was off. It didn't match its surroundings. I think it was like, let's get this shit done because we're out of money. And it was really unfortunate
And
because
it's
then the next
a blink and you
scene,
miss it kind of moment they're
right?
thinking too,
The
probably.
next scene is the actual puppet that
It's
grabs
glorious.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Combs, and right. It is gorgeous. Well, as horrific as it is, but yeah,
Well, it's like this locust looking body, like it has segmented body structure to the back of it, and its mouth is just this maw of teeth that open up over top of Crawford's head, bites down, and now we see how Pretorius died at the beginning. It
twists.
twists the head off. It's like it's resealing the cap
Yeah. Oh, it's
of
so
the
good.
body.
That's literally
And
what it's doing. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, we can't make a mess in this gooey gooey movie. Let's seal it up,
Oh,
and
so good.
rips the head. So now this head is inside of this body, and we cut back to Dr. Catherine, and the resonator's in full effect. It's like affecting the entire house, and the eel creatures are back,
This is
and
the
they're
dumbest.
floating
This is
around.
so dumb. This is the only part of the
I
movie
yeah, I
that made
felt
me
like
mad. I'm
this
like, you got to be kidding me.
this could have been done like this is the point where Crawford in normal mode should have went and freed her and then faced off with Pretorius. That would
Yes.
have made more
Uh-huh.
That would have
sense.
made more
Uh-huh.
sense. Do the
What
heroic save.
what we get is she's trying to be steel because all of a sudden she remembered the rules. They are based on movement, and she's like trying to figure out how to get out. And she looks at the wrist bonds, and she's like, "I think if I wiggle my wrist,
Ugh,
the eel will bite the bonds,"
right.
and that's what they do.
Mm,
And you get this
As eels are
bad
known to do.
right.
bad graphic of eels
Uh,
chomping at the one hand. Well, that worked, but she still looks at the other hand worried, like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, and jiggles her arm in the weirdest. It was so
mhm.
unnatural. And the eels come back and they bite it off. But wait, we're not done. So now she's surrounded by like 4 eels, which I feel like I could get past fairly quickly. Nope, she has a pack of a
Matches.
pocket of matches, a matchbook,
Mhm.
strikes one, lights the entire pack. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. and throws it at the doorway for all of the eels to run to. Why would you throw the matchbook to the doorway
where you're trying
when
to
you're in a hurry and you want to light an entire matchbook, because we all know it's really cool to do and it's a lot of fun.
We've all done it.
Yeah. You just kind of get distracted and then probably went, oh shit, I need to go that way.
And I swear that production figured out they screwed up because they don't show her running out of the door. They slice cut to her running down a hallway. You don't even get to see her leave the room where she threw everything.
But at least they're like, hey, instead of reshooting it, just cut it.
Yeah, they're like, she got out, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Cool, she could have done that any 1,000 other ways. And so the Pretorius monster is downstairs because it just ripped Crawford's head off. So her only escape is upstairs. And I have no idea why a river of goo comes flowing down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Like out of other rooms, out of everywhere. And it's not water. It has body to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at this point, though, screw it. Why not just have everything just
dude,
start to come at you?
We are at the antithesis of this movie where they just go for it. It's now time to just let the gore flow.
Yeah.
So she runs upstairs. We already know there's a bomb up there. So she's like, this is the only place I have to go. Pretorius chases her up the stairs and, back into his other form with the head kind of floating off of a tentacle and talking to her and taunting. And then it screams in pain. And these fingers come out of his mouth and rip the head open from inside. And Crawford's naked upper torso.
Good. Oh my god,
it's so
good.
He's escaping it like Ace Ventura is escaping that rhino.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
He is just
I hate that movie, but that's
through,
exactly
and he
what
might
he's
as well be
doing.
like, it's just so hot in here.
Man.
Perfection, sir. Perfection. And he gets somewhat out of it and is yelling at her, please, you have to get away, run away. And she's like, you're in the way. And so she has nowhere to go. And again, a lot of homages to The Thing. These little like tendrils of flesh whip up and wrap around his body and reabsorb him. The closest thing I can compare this whole segment to is if you've ever seen the movie The Society, and there is an ending segment. Oh, I don't really want to ruin it for you guys.
It'll be all right.
I'll leave it at this.
I'll forget it real quick. Don't worry about it.
Body orgy with a lot of bodies, and it's one big mass.
Oh, now I want to.
There are faces coming out of body parts. So if anyone's ever seen the end of Society, that's what Crawford and Pretorius look like right now. So Pretorius reabsorbs Crawford, goes back after Dr. Catherine, yells again, and hands are coming out of the side of his body now. So Crawford is literally trying to tear this guy apart. And we start seeing the countdown of the bomb. We're down to like 10 seconds, 9 seconds. They have now dissolved into these two skulls nipping at each other in this massive goo.
Yes.
Oh, I loved it.
It's
It was so glorious.
incredible.
And she's finally able to get past it because, essentially Crawford is distracting him. And these two hand puppet skulls are like chatterboxing at each other the entire time.
That's exactly what they are doing.
And the timer's ticking down to the last couple seconds, and she flipping full runs to the window on the 3rd floor attic, knees first, like John McClane from Die Hard.
Yeah.
Out that window as the explosion goes off and lands in the yard.
Unlike John McClane, she doesn't have anything to catch her or hold on to her, so she just plummets, nails that superhero landing,
breaks both her legs,
and breaks both her knees instantly.
and blows one knee out.
Completely
Oh,
out.
and it's so gross to
It's
see
really
like
gross.
the knee and the bone like
Uh-huh.
sticking out and just the
But
blood.
that's really good detail because a lesser movie would not have done that. They would, oh, my leg
No,
hurt.
it would just be
This
like,
was
oh, she's got some
bone.
blood on her
Oh,
knee.
it was
That'd be
wonderful.
it. We get a beautiful, glorious final shot of her screaming. And
I
it's just like
love
the
that.
final shot that like kind of like you go inside of her mouth almost, like you can see. And it's just that like perfect
Her screams,
Lovecraft descent into madness.
right? Her
Where
screams
now
turn
she
into
is
laughs
crazy.
and laughter, hysterical laughter. Mm-hmm.
It's just she has now been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like this has done
Oh,
her in.
the whole thing, she's tried to cure psychosis. It has just now took over her brain.
Yeah, it snapped.
Her brain snapped.
Well,
you're not coming back from that.
So that's part of the whole Lovecraftian mythos is if you see something, one of the old gods, it will literally drive you mad just by seeing whatever it might be.
Yes.
The human mind cannot comprehend the horrors that is the old gods, and this
This
final
is
shot is actually exactly what would have happened if you had seen one of these Lovecraftian beasties.
And because I'm looking forward to watching it again, because I'm sure I missed.
Like I'm already wanting to watch it again now that we're talking about it. It's like God, like I can't wait to see all the gory goodness again.
This movie literally gave me more than I was expecting, for good reason, and y'all find out on Halloween why this was a treat for all of us.
Definitely will.
Oh boy,
come Halloween, you'll be like, oh, I get it now.
real nervous about that one. I have two things to say about this movie before I give a ranking.
Okay.
So this was 86, you said? So this
86.
checked off a lot of boxes on the formula that is film in 1986 or the mid 80s. So I got three things here that are big check boxes in the 80s. So one is Bubba made the joke that, oh, hello, you must be Dr. What's your butt? And he goes to shake
Dr. Crawford's hand.
Dr. Crawford's hand, and of course Dr. Catherine is like, no, that's me, you dick.
Yes.
Yeah. So
well, in the 80s, women can't be doctors.
Right.
Duh.
That's where I'm headed.
Don't isolate that.
That's where I'm headed
on
to.
The internet.
In the 80s, women can't be doctors, clearly. So, right. Anyway, that was one little joke. We had a gross groping scene. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, thankfully.
No, it could have been a lot worse, but thankfully
it
does cut away fairly quickly.
So this is one that is twofold. Just like Quicksand in the 80s, what was more scary to you as a kid of the 1980s than Quicksand? Dynamite.
Quicksand.
Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that were like, you could get it at any corner store. It's like Back to the Future. You can get plutonium at any corner, 5 and dime, right?
The Libyans.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's and we talked about it during the cast because dynamite. Who can't make a load of dynamite?
We all have the ingredients apparently. To make
Right.
bombs.
But if you own that book, you best keep that under wraps.
Yeah, you better keep that book.
I'm
to yourself.
already on a list. So
Okay. They did say the name of the movie once.
They did.
That's always fun, and
I do like that.
I like me a movie
like
that tells the movie's name for sure. And finally,
wasn't there a Simpsons episode where Homer gets excited that they said the name of the movie and then he just wants to leave?
Right. I'm done. I'm out of here. Right. And finally, who in the 80s didn't have a matchbook in their pocket, whether they smoked or not? Those are just some of the stuff that you don't see in movies these days anymore because there was a product of its time, thankfully.
And you know what? Every one of those now when you watch it jump out at you like this glaring red light. Like that's exactly how these things feel to you now. Nate, you got any thoughts on this before we get into our final thoughts?
I think we nailed everything that there is to nail on this. Like I got nothing that has not already been said. The only thing I would add that's not related to this movie is Barbara Crampton has a movie called Beyond the Gates that everyone needs to see, and I highly recommend it. So if you have not seen Beyond the Gates, buy it. I need to buy it.
No, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that's one of those I've seen. Like I said, I've seen like Castle Freak and all these other ones.
Yeah, it's just one of those like we talked about earlier. She's a cult film icon, and just
she's
like,
in Chopping Mall.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
She's
my
in Chopping
God,
Mall.
she is in
She's
Chopping
Your
Mall, isn't
Next.
she?
Yep.
So if you haven't seen Your Next, watch Your Next as well. Like it's phenomenal. It's pretty much ruined any home invasion movie for me because I'm like, that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. Like,
I know where we get these runs of movies that it's the new it thing. Home invasion ones.
Yeah.
Come on, let
the
one
first
do it
Strangers
right.
movie was fantastic,
Yeah.
and then that second one was hot garbage. It was just so bad.
There's no more tension once you
and that was the thing.
that,
Like
it's done.
The second one was like, oh, what if we do like a fun like 80s throwback slasher? It's like, but the first one was all about tension and not knowing when exactly the stranger was going to come out.
Exactly. Yeah,
they just completely missed the mark on that one.
That's not how Hollywood works, man. They strike while the iron is hot, and then when it's cold, and then when it's under the ground, and then they finally go, okay, we're done.
We'll have a Strangers 3 sequel probably within the next 3 years.
Someone's
maybe it'll
writing
take place in
right
space.
now.
Let's follow Hellraiser.
Yes.
They're on like 10 now, aren't they? Ugh.
And we're getting a new one.
I can't wait for that reboot.
Although, well, okay, so it's a reboot. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, it's still always to keep the rights. It's about
For
time
100%.
that
But
another
this time,
story comes
Clive
out.
Barker is involved.
The new one?
Good.
Yeah, I think he's producing it. I think he's somehow gotten his name back on the rights.
Okay.
Well,
I'd have
because
to
he
look
didn't
more into what all's happened there.
in the last
No, he didn't.
4 or 5.
8.
The last 8, right? Maybe the last 7. Anyway.
All right, well, let's do our one fun thing that I've got to drop for. Let's get into our raining blood, and we're gonna do this a little different. And this is gonna be fun. This one was, I had so much fun watching this. I didn't count. So what I thought would be fun is we count it down because there's not many that die in this movie, but I think it would be fun for the 3 of us to count down who dies in this movie.
Okay.
I'll start. So the very first person that dies is Pretorius.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's our first body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we fast forward a while.
Long time.
Our second body.
Bubba.
Bubba is our second body. So we are 2/3 of the way through the movie already.
Yep.
Our third body
is the doctor, the peer to
like the nurse that gets her eyeball.
Dr. Catherine.
It was the head doctor of the psychiatric ward. So she gets her brain sucked out of her eyeball.
Yes.
That's number 3.
Yep.
Then we have EMT number 1
and 2.
And 2. So we're up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're in the build. Now we're back at the house.
Yep. You got
Dr. Crawford.
Dr. Crawford
gets his head ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6.
And then you have the dynamite explosion with Pretorius and Crawford. Second
but
skin.
They're already kind of dead. So are they dead?
They're extra dead.
Dead.
They're double dead.
So we have 6 deaths, right?
Yeah, sure.
6 true deaths with an asterisk and 2 deads.
Okay, fair.
Our first deads.
And
our very first deads.
And one who wishes she was dead.
One who wishes she was dead. So yeah, there's our raining blood, which is also our body count. I had a little fun. I wanted to change it up instead of just going 6.
Right. I like that. Let's count them down.
Yeah,
there was not many. I would love to know how many gallons of liquid were used on this and gallons of blood.
Yes,
because there was a lot.
this isn't a bloody movie.
No, it's just
This is
slime.
It's gooey, not bloody.
Yeah. So, like when Crawford rips out of Pretorius, there's no blood. It's just slime and goo,
sinew and entrails and
the blood is Bubba. The little bit of blood when, okay, the blood is really when the brains got sucked out. So they were fairly bloody from the eye sockets down, and then when I still think it was somewhat bloody when Crawford got his head twisted because the head still had that separation as it twisted. So there was some blood in it. So
this reminded me
go ahead.
of like, when you do paper mache and you have to use like the rubber cement.
Yeah.
Everyone was covered in rubber cement in this movie.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get into our Machete ratings. And again, this is our ratings in honor of Danny Trejo, who played Machete in some of the bloodiest, gooeyest action movies, and machetes are used in quite a number of horror movies. So, our Machete scale. We're going to start with our guest, Pete. What is your Machete scale?
So, in horror movies, one of my favorite things about horror movies is how they make me feel and how they make me think, how it stirs my emotions. And as it sticks in my brain like molasses, how it affects my life going forward and helps me make decisions in my life and really allows me to reflect on the kind of person I am. Some of the best horror movies that really drove home points, things like The Birdhouse, The Wicker Man, Rosemary's Baby, Get Out, Jacob's Ladder, Seven. These movies stick on in my ribs like delicious barbecue, right?
Yeah.
This movie is big dumb popcorn fun. It ain't saying anything about nothing. So, with that said, as dumb as this movie may be, it was a hoot. So, if we're doing a 10 scale, I'm gonna go 7 because
there you go.
There's really nothing wrong with it. It's not the greatest horror movie ever. It is 100% super fun popcorn movie. If you can stomach this kind of visceral, it is 100% recommended. Go see this movie. It is dumb fun. Perfect for the spooky season.
Absolutely.
Oh, completely. 100% agree.
Nate, what's your Machete scale?
Ah, man. So I just love big, dumb, gory fun. Like, I usually, I do, every movie that Pete just mentioned, I absolutely love. I do love horror movies that do resonate with you. And I do tease A24 films a lot because I usually do think most of those are not as good as everyone makes them out to be.
They're not.
Midsummer being the exception. I think that movie is absolutely
That's
phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But there's our movies I'm watching. I'm like, all right, people are the horror. I get it. Like, that's just real life. There's really nothing scary about that. Like, come on, whatever.
Yeah.
But I absolutely adore movies like this. I Dead Alive is an absolute favorite. Evil Dead 2 is an absolute favorite. Deathgasm being one of the newer ones that I really absolutely love. And this is just in that same vein that really paved the way for other gooey movies to exist, and I want there to be more. I really do.
Yes.
Psycho Gorman.
So for me, it's easily probably 8.5. It's incredible. I definitely recommend you spend the $5 on Amazon to own this movie and
100%,
instantly watch it, especially because we are in the final weeks of October already. Like, this is a perfect time to throw it on for a Friday or Saturday, especially if you're at a party and you're going to be hosting.
Oh,
have this
man.
on in the
How
background because it's
perfect is
going
this?
to start a conversation.
How
It's
the
going to
hell
have
is
at
that?
least me, who's looking for your dog or cat and doesn't want to socialize and wants to watch the movie that's playing on the background. This is perfect for me.
And at 85 minutes, mwah, chef's kiss.
Ah, yeah, short and sweet, and it
And
moves
it doesn't stop.
so quickly that you will not regret it at all.
So I guess it's my turn now.
I suppose that's how it works, yeah.
Yep. Last guy.
I have barely got to say anything.
I know. I haven't heard you all night long, man.
Stop it, guys. Blushing. This movie, like I said, I've never seen it and didn't really know what to expect because it's been a while, like I said, since I've seen Re-Animator. This movie grabbed me the second it started. Again, like we said, it's a cold open. This movie starts off running, and you are scrambling in your brain, going, "What do I miss? What's going on?" I am instantly involved, and I am looking at this set design, this everything around this movie, the lighting, the way it was shot, the brilliance of low budget but done to the highest of standards, in my opinion, on this movie. And it kept going, and I love body horror movies. I love movies like Slither that James Gunn did.
Oh yes.
Later. I love, like we talked about, The Fly, Society, The Thing. I have this passion of sci-fi. It was the special effects, and this movie gives it to me. This movie held my attention the entire time. I had a smile on my face the entire time watching this movie. I'm sitting here when we were trying to think of things to ding it for, and I'm literally just picking on it about the 3-inch switch, and the slightly off-putting and awkward scene with Barbara. But then I have to look at it and go, well, that was their intent. This was to make you feel uncomfortable in a movie that is uncomfortable to watch if you can't handle goo and gore. I can imagine this would have been one of those movies that some theaters handed out barf bags. It's like, you need this to watch this movie.
Like that would have been their gimmick too.
Yeah,
like,
that's how I would have promoted
made people barf.
Yeah.
You need to sign a death waiver so that you don't sue us.
Leave
Right?
the popcorn in the lobby, but please spend the money on the popcorn.
Right.
So this movie just grabbed me immediately, and I adore it. It's now going to be in my rotation. I'm glad I bought it. I wouldn't even question if they did a re-release on a special edition Blu-ray to buy it again, just to hopefully get some special features.
Oh, commentaries, yeah. Give me some cool shit, yeah.
Yeah, this is an 8.5.
Nice. Sure.
This is super high.
Oh.
It's fantastic. Everyone should see this movie. Everyone should watch this movie. I'm so happy we did it. I'm so happy Chelsea did art for this.
Yeah.
And put it in my brain. And that Creeporama was cool with us talking about them. So we can show you how this should look instead of a stupid VHS cover that's almost black and white. As much as Pete loved it, you have to admit, add a little pink and green to that background, and that would have popped this video.
It would have made it really pop.
The painting could have been better.
It could have.
It's better than like the re-release cover too, because that just looks like a Big Lots movie.
I hated that too. The Shout Factory is better, so much so it's a reversible cover. One is over the top, like
really
gruesome, like the movie is, and then the other one is downplayed just a tiny bit more. So it is a reversible slipcover, and I love that they did that. And that's it. This movie deserves that kind of level of detail. Fantastic, guys. I don't know how much. I don't think there's anything else we can say about this movie.
Go see it.
Go see it.
You've got go see it. It's $3 to rent, $5 to own on Amazon. You have no reason not to go buy this.
Yep. And you know what? Special Halloween treat. We're running along. You've all heard these episodes. You know where to check us out. I'm just going to say follow us on Facebook. Give Me Back My Horror Movies Facebook group. Give Me Back My Action Movies Facebook group. The main page is called Give Me Back My Podcast Network. Pete, thank you so much for being here. And if you think I'm breezing past our guest, we give him the floor in our special episode. So you will get to hear Pete in all his Dawsomer glory.
Wish I could remember what I said.
I don't. I edited for a while on that episode, so.
You just kind of started to ramble, Pete.
What you remember is probably not what's on the episode.
Part of the problem, right.
But we love you, Pete, so much.
All Don't ask me how I got all that blended so seamlessly.
Well, thanks for having me. Let's do this again. That's all I
Thank
can
you,
say.
Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Yes,
you
thank
both.
you.
Thank you for letting me pick this movie. I want to thank everybody for checking us out. We will be back in 2 weeks with our next selection. Again, our Halloween one will drop on Halloween Day. It'll be a Sunday. It's just going to appear. Please check it out. It was still a lot of fun to record.
It was a blast. It's just not what you expect.
No.
So much
No.
gold in that episode. Please listen. And every week there's a drop. We're alternating action and horror. So, Nate, do you have anything for us?
Groovy.
Hail to the king, baby.